How you doing, Luke? My number one agency in the
Oh,
UK.
thanks, Charlie. Thanks, Charlie. We like that kind of an opener. I haven't done one of these for a while. It's great to have you on, Charlie. What we do is we have a chat with our partners and sort of bring stuff to the forefront for everyone who's watching and listening to this. We've kind of started working with you the last 6 months. So tell us a little bit about what you do at Loyoly and what Loyoly is all about.
So I'm Charlie. I'm the UK partnership manager at Loyoly. So in simple terms, we ultimately help e-commerce brands turn customers into advocates. So instead of just rewarding purchases, we reward over 40 different actions that drive long-term value, things like creating content, leaving reviews, referring friends, engaging on social. The key goal is to make every customer feel a part of a brand story. Yeah. So they come back, they spend more, and then they bring others with them. That's the ultimate goal, really.
I think that's something that stood out for us because we're quite deep into the world of loyalty these days, right? And customers are quite wily to it. And I think you guys do quite well is you kind of help engage the community. And in fact, I think loyalty comes from community. And I think the tools that you guys have put together is much more about sort of encouraging that and fostering that, which is what we really like, the Loyoly platform. What makes Loyoly's approach to post-purchase and long-term customer value, unique, what you guys do, and from your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, most loyalty platforms are points for purchase, referrals. They do a bit of VIP tiering, and that's it. What really attracted me to be a part of Loyoly is that I strongly believe that in every brand should find a brand lover, and I think it's an opportunity to convert regular customers. They keep coming back to their brands that they love and turning them into like a marketing engine where they can help the brand and be rewarded on talking about the brand and sharing with their friends and families how it goes. And this is where Loyoly has designed the biggest and most extensive library in the market today, all on social proof. What it does is it brings that customer through the journey where they get to have these great action points from unboxing videos, they can do product testing, they can leave reviews on multiple review sites, and all of these elements they do is great for that consumer, but it's even greater for the brand. They're simply giving discounts, not on margin. They're giving discounts on extended growth that they don't currently have with a platform like ourselves. So, we build loyalty programs that fit into the customer's life, whether that's Instagram, email, WhatsApp, or at checkout. And we use those touch points to create advocates and not just repeat buyers. The results is that brands see a much higher LTV, more referrals, and it's a real authentic way to generate some superb content.
Your best marketing is the referral of other customers. I think a lot of brands struggle to capture it in a way that makes sense, and I think that's what Loyoly does. It really helps brands kind of understand and work through this to kind of get this done. So what advice do you have for brands considering working with, say, a partner like us and you guys? What kind of things do you think are important for them to consider in that scenario?
First of all, we've got the right agency in you guys. Inspira, you build the strategy and the tech perfectly. That's what you guys do as agencies. You're brilliant at what you do. So my best advice would be start with the journey. Find the moments after purchase where you can surprise and delight customers. Reward behavior that creates impact. I think that's really important. Not just buying, but sharing, reviewing, referring. I'd also, use loyalty data to personalize every follow-up. Yeah. And that's where your LTV starts to really jump. Yeah. That'd be my key advice.
Yeah, that's great advice. And allow me to fast forward a little bit into the future here. I kind of feel like the post-purchase journey and loyalty is coming into massively sharp focus because obviously, discovery and the front end of the funnel is changing so rapidly, and sometimes sometime in the potentially in the future, if you're not kind of really managing that post-purchase experience and and nurturing that, you're going to be losing a lot. You're going to be leaving a lot on the table because people might just discover you entirely outside of your site, right? But you need to give them excuses to come in and to engage with you. And even if even if they buy you through ChatGPT or Perplexity, and then you can follow up and kind of engage them in your community, you're going to win much more in the future. And I think loyalty and LTV, long-term customer value is going to become even more important.
To be honest, I was going to actually just add on to that, is that for us, we repositioned our business to be the #1 post-purchase platform,
right?
Because that's what we ultimately are. We are the #1 post-purchase platform for that consumer. When they get there, we have so much more to offer them, which is going to get them even more engaged, but it's only going to help the brand even more.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so what do you look for when you partnership with agencies and brands? Obviously through agencies, that's a certain type of partnership, and obviously you work directly with brands. I mean, if you could sort of explain what you look for in those scenarios across those dimensions.
I think with agencies, we want partners who get that loyalty isn't just an add-on, right? It's a growth lever. That's what it is. So with brands, we look for teams who see the customers as more than just transactional, the ones who want to build a community and conversations. But I think what's important is that with agencies, they should look at Loyoly as a perfect opportunity to only strengthen their relationships with their brands and the partners they work with. Because we have the results. What we've achieved in France in 2 years are extraordinary benchmarking data. It's a very competitive market at the moment. There's like 16,000 tech businesses global that sell into the e-commerce space. I am one of 16,000, but I've got a very compelling story, and we're disrupting the market. And it's one of those things where they don't come around every day, and here it is. So I'm looking for partners where we can have a really deep, strong relationship together, and we can help each other, and just be a part of what is right. Is making sure that we're getting brand lovers, people that love a brand, to have a position to really talk about it from the most authentic standpoint.
I think from our perspective, obviously we've partnered with you recently, and we've already got a couple of successes under our belts. And I think when you showed us the platform, we were like bowled over by the UI, the way it encompasses the whole concept of not just loyalty, but like bringing people back into these journeys. It was a whole package, right? And so we'll definitely return, Charlie, to this and see how that's impacted our clients. For example, when we were in the middle of a migration, we introduced you guys to one of our clients in that situation, and they snapped you up, didn't they? It was a great intro for both sides.
Do you know what? It was a really big uplift for me, particularly because it was one of the first brands I had as an intro from you guys, and it's actually one of the first intros I actually got, because it's at the beginning stages of me being at Loyoly, and is a mid-tier market brand, turning over a good strong amount of revenue. They had the call with us on Tuesday, and they signed the agreement on Friday. But also, because we're a startup business, we treat every brand as the most important brand to us, and that's the way you should be, right? But we're also small enough where we're agile. We can move very quickly.
You guys are definitely agile, because in the time that we've been working together, I've noticed your landing page on your homepage has been being refined almost every week. So it's great to see. You're obviously working closely with with what's going on and adapting and moving your offer forward. It's great to see. So Charlie, I think that covers all of the questions. Great to have you on, and I think there's some real blinders in there for people considering loyalty and considering Loyoly as a potential. So let's see where we go with that.
I'll just wrap up with one last thing. Anyone that's watching this video, just have a chat with me. I take what I do very seriously, and I really believe in helping brands. And just pick up the phone, have a chat. I'll come and see you, and I'll bring you some donuts.
Excellent, Charlie. Great to have you on.
Thanks so much. Cheers, Luke.